Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. And as the ranking member of House Administration, I want all of my colleagues to make sure that before we leave this floor today, after hopefully passing this piece of legislation, that we thank every member that works for the House, that makes sure that this House is clean, that makes sure that this House operates. They're here sitting there in the well. They are here in our hallways. They are doing the job that allow us to do our job. And on behalf of everyone here, thank you, thank you, thank you for what you do every single day. It is important. You know, the first vote that I took on this House floor, one of the first, was for Superstorm Sandy relief. My good friend, Mr. Van Drew, sitting next to me here, I'm sure he had more of a frontline view as a state senator in New Jersey at the time as to what kind of impact that disaster assistance had on the ground to those Americans who were hurting. And I went back and I took criticism from many in the media and some in my own party, and I said one thing. I said, if there's one job that we as Congress should do and do well, is to help Americans recover from a disaster that they didn't ask for. We are in the midst of the worst economic disaster that we've seen in my lifetime. 3.5 weeks ago, we were in an economy and economic growth and historic low, sustained unemployment that we all promised the American people we would deliver together. And in less than 3.5 weeks, this economic disaster has hit many industries. I can tell you, as I flew out this morning from St. Louis to Washington Reagan National Airport, there were 2 members of Congress on the plane out of the total of 4 passengers. If you don't think that industry is on the brink of collapse, I urge you, use it right now and you will see. But it's our Main Street businesses, it's our Main Street companies that line the streets of every rural community that I represent and line the streets of this great country that are hurting the most. It is their economic disaster. They're being told that they are not able to operate. We need to do better. We need to pass this bill, give them the revenue and the opportunity and the cash flow to get through this so we can get through this as Americans. And students, you get a chance to defer your loan payments. And what is great is when these businesses recover, they now have the opportunity to tax-free help you pay your student debt. These are what happened when we work together. These are the things that will happen when we pass this bill. It's not about social media today. It's about helping the American people. Let's do it.